Isn't it so crazy that feminism does the exact opposite of empowering women? It is not giving you freedom. It is actually silencing you. It has convinced women that sexualization is freedom, that selling their bodies online is freedom, that having multiple partners is freedom. But what this actually does is exploit you and enslave you. It's funny how feminism actually just gave the worst type of men exactly what they wanted. I mean, having as much emotionless as possible, OnlyFans, running around half naked, babies, men and women's sports. How does that equal female empowerment? Not to mention you're warding off all of the good men. I mean, you guys say over and over how much you hate men when you are literally doing the things that please the worst type of men. If you were focused more on traditional femininity, on having one partner, on getting married, on having kids, on building a family unit, I promise you would attract really good men into your life, and therefore you wouldn't hate all men. And every time I say things like this, I get told that I'm tearing down other women. No, the reason that I post what I post is because I actually care about other women and their well-being. You can take it or leave it. But if I were to just let you exploit yourself and enslave yourself to what I would consider a cult, I mean, take Bonnie Blue, for example, that would be me not caring about you.
Telling these dudes, if you can't afford the maintenance, don't test drive the car.
Let's check out the HOFAX. 85 rear end collisions, 95 front end collisions, all involving alcohol. Bitch, you don't need a test drive. You need an interlock device. The intake gets clogged every time it goes out to the bar. It's been in the shop for lower end leaks and makes an annoying noise on the top end constantly. The back seat has blisters and the front seat has cracks. This is not something you finance, boys. This will ruin your credit. What you do with this is you go ahead and you throw $1,000 cash at it because it's got a nice paint job, and you ride that thing till it breaks down on the side of the road and leaves you walking. Have a great day.
A lot of modern women continue to say that men aren't putting forth effort. Yes, I am. I'm just not giving you the effort because you on some BS.
Why are you single? Why am I single? Well, because men suck and I'm too bad for any of them. Yeah.
If you could say in one word to all the guys out there, what do you like to say?
I'll say do better.
Let's say one word.
I would say do.
Let's say you had a boyfriend, right? Let's say you had a boyfriend for 5 years.
Okay, I'm already disgusted.
Boy, you're curious to hang out with a guy that had feelings for you.
I already did that.
You sick so-and-so.
I support her wrongs and her rights. Because the boyfriend I was with, he already had cheated on me like 1, 2, 3 plus. What's one time?
So, did you sleep with that one guy?
No, we're not together anymore. Obviously, I'm single.
No, but when you cheat on your man, you sleep with that guy.
Yeah. Let me say something.
You end it after you cheated?
Yeah, he caught onto me. But let me just say something. I was 18 and we learned from our mistakes. The next relationship I'm in is going to be like for real. I'm a better person now. Like, that's shit you do when you're like 18, 19, you know, you up, you learn from it, and now on to bigger and better things.
And how old are you? 22?
A hoe starts talking about the condom epidemic and gets roasted by the older millennial.
Last two guys I've like in the past month have suggested using condoms, and I'm like kind of being offended by the condom epidemic. I don't know how I feel about it.
I looked up this chick, and so she does a show, podcast under the Unwell Network, Call Her Daddy. And all of her audience is usually young girls. So I'm like, you are literally promoting to young girls to sleep around, be a hoe, not use condoms. Obviously, she's probably I'm sure you would just get a anyways. But I'm like, this is mainstream. When I started podcasting, I was reaching out to networks and they said I was too controversial. And I was like, interesting, but you can talk about not using condoms and being a huge and that is perfectly acceptable. She can now sign to one of the biggest, we'll call it agencies in the country. By the way, all of her content is just this. It's like, I tons of dudes. I love to drink. I have an eating disorder. And I'm like, this is what's promoted to young women. Yet people like me are told we are out of control and shouldn't even have platforms. I would never say something like that. But it's even more than that. I would never promote that because I do know at the end of the day, there are girls listening and there's probably also younger girls listening as well. And the funny thing is people forget that when you look into her, she's just a trust fund kid. She's just a girl who has tons of money. She has no purpose and she also has no consequences for these things. Imagine this is out there for your parents to see.
Men have started going their own direction and quit fixing the mistakes and the foolishness. And some of the stuff is not even a mistake. It's just you doing whatever you want to do and expecting a man to save you. And when I, as a man, have stopped doing that, my life has gotten a lot better.
My dad said it seems like young men don't want to get married anymore, and I wanted to ask the internet why that might be. Like, I definitely have ideas of why it might be, but I'd rather hear from real people. It's also interesting that it coincides with that statistic that's been thrown around a lot lately, which is that 40% of women of marriageable age are going to be single by the year 2030. And what's interesting is it's by choice. Like, we're all choosing not to do this anymore. And I know that for a lot of women, myself included, there's a lot of hesitancy because we've been hurt and we're afraid. So I'm curious, what is it from the male perspective? Or do you think all of this is just like a consequence of the culture we live in now with like hookup culture and the internet? I don't know. Let me know what I should tell my dad. Thanks.
Well, honestly and truly, most of these modern women want to get their hearts broken by Chad and Tyrone. For the rest of us who actually want to improve on ourselves, we're going to go somewhere else and do that. And that's what today's sponsor, Anson Belt and Buckle, helps you to do.
Who always gets looked at like the bad guy? The friend with strong levels of discernment. It's wild because discernment isn't judgment. It's literally pattern recognition. It's intuition with receipts. The ability to see energy underneath the words, the motive behind the behavior, the truth behind the performance. But here's the plot twist. People who lack self-awareness will always project on the friend who has it, not doing too much, or simply noticing what they'd prefer to ignore. Discernment can make you a villain in rooms where denial is the culture. When you pick up the inconsistencies, suddenly you're negative. When you see red flags early, suddenly you're dramatic. When you call out the vibe shift no one wants to admit, you're overthinking. Honestly, that's a superpower. Being the discerning friend means you often carry truths that others aren't ready to hold. It means you see the potential and the patterns. You don't hate people. You just refuse to romanticize their behavior. That makes people uncomfortable. Discernment is clarity. Clarity is responsibility. Responsibility forces growth, which most people will avoid at all costs. You are that friend, the one that notices everything, one who predicts the fallout before the fallout, and the one who trusts his energy over excuses. You are not the bad guy. You're the lighthouse. People only get mad at the light when they're trying to protect their illusion of the dark. Keep your discernment. It's not a flaw. It's your superpower.
I wish I had $1 for every man that said, if you were a submissive woman, that means you're dependent, you're codependent. Like, guys don't understand the concept that before they came along, you were an independent, high-achieving woman. And the only reason why he exists in your life is because you want him to. It's not a necessity. It's not a have to. It's a want to. Not all women want a man. All men confuse the fact thinking that every woman out there has to have a man to feel complete. That's not true. And the problem is most men confuse submission with having control or power over some. No woman is going to want you if you think that her being submissive, her allowing you to have influence on how she does things or how things happen, means that you have a control over her. That is absolutely absurd. You want to know why most women are okay being alone? It's because they are self-sufficient. They are self-reliant. They can entrust everything will get done their way once, not have to redo it 30 times, and nobody's promising them that they're going to do something when they're not.
A lot of these modern women like to comment on a man's masculinity. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Well, I believe a man should be this, and this, right? But I think the problem is a lot of these modern women really don't have a concept of what a man is. You can have an opinion, but the unfortunate thing for a lot of these modern women is their opinion is wrong. Their opinion of what a man is and what a man should be is wrong. That's not actually how a man works. That's not actually how masculinity works. They don't know that. They're just talking about what they read in some book somewhere.
Y'all, I can't tell you how many times I was tagged in this post. All right, so we can just, all right. Let's see what we're working with here. Met on 6/29/25. All right. Moved in together on 7/12/25. 6/29. 7/12. Ooh, that's 2 weeks. And you moved in. Ooh, I bet that was her place. Got matching tattoos on 8/17/20. 8/17, 7/12, 8/7. A little bit after a month. Okay, wait. So 6/29. We're not even 2 months together, and we done moved in together and got matching tattoos. Okay. We met 6/29. 6/29. And at 8/18.
Guess how long it takes for a man to know if a woman is a long-term partner, a hookup, or a friend? By the way, I'm Taylor Love. I explain the masculine brain. If you like that stuff, hit the follow button. If you said he needs to feel things out for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, you are so drastically wrong it hurts. If you think it takes about an hour or 10 minutes, way overkill. I was reading a study that says the male brain decides within 0.2 of a second whether a woman is a potential mating partner or not. And in my experience, personally, and chatting with hundreds of men throughout my life, the decision on whether a woman is a long-term potential partner or not happens within the first 60 seconds of us meeting her. Women can develop attraction for a man over time. The 3 things she's looking for are kindness, intelligence, and the future ability to provide, where a man is not optimizing for any of those 3 things. First, he's going to feel your energy, your femininity, his masculinity. Is there polarity? Is there a match? Second, his sight is going to scan you as a potential mating partner. That would be a healthy procreation choice. Then his smell is going to smell your pheromones and help him decide if you guys would have healthy children or not. Then his ears are going to hear you and decipher whether it makes sense for or not for you to be his woman. All of these could happen without you talking to each other for a single second. After all those things are in place comes the logical stuff like values alignment, character, attachment styles, trauma bonding, all the things that most women think contribute to whether a man likes them or not. If a man isn't actively pursuing you after your first meeting, chances are part of his system has decided that you're not a long-term potential candidate for him, or he's simply not in a place in his life where he's energetically or emotionally ready to be looking for a long-term partner, and it doesn't matter who he meets in that timeline. Because men don't marry the love of their lives. They marry the woman that's there when they're ready. For more depressing news, hit the follow button.
If you are with a man right now and he is not a provider, then run for the hills, because that is never going to change. He is either a provider or he's not. Ladies, if he likes you, he will be providing for you, okay? Notice I did not even say if he loves you. If he likes you in the beginning stages of dating, he will have no problem providing. Only date men who are providers. Trust me when I say this, because if he's not willing to provide in the early days, what makes you think he can take care of you? What makes you think he can take care of your future family? What makes you think he can help you when you are in need of something? He can't.
I will screw you over so bad in child support, you'll hardly ever see your daughter and you'll have to move back in with your mommy. We pull into the driveway. I wanted out of that car so bad. Before she even stopped, and this was used against me in court, before she even stopped, we're in the driveway. My driveway is very short. I mean, people have seen my driveway in videos. Before she gets stopped, I've already opened the door, jumped out, closed the door, and I'm running inside because I want the hell away from her. I run inside, I get in bed, and I even screamed at her. I was like, "You're watching Stella tonight," because remember, I was the one who was up every single night. I was sleep deprived. And then I'm also working 50 hours a week on an assembly line. Oh, the next day I started talking to attorneys. Couldn't meet up with any. It's Tuesday. I met up with a guy here in Wilson County, and I feel like I've got to strike fast because all of them are saying, you have to be the first one to file.
What made you talk to an attorney?
I wanted to talk to an attorney because she's a court reporter. Her mother is a court reporter. They know the courts. They know the situation. And she told me she's going to screw me over so bad in child support, I'll hardly ever see my daughter. And you'll have to move back in with your mommy. That hit. You know what I mean? Like everything that I've done for you.
I just want to know whatever happened to letting a female win an argument and shutting up and say, you know what, babe? Whatever. I'm not going to win. You try to argue argue. That's what screams sassy, punk, sassy. That's literally why.
I'm saying you right. I'm not gonna let you win an argument. Like, who just let people just win arguments nowadays when they know that they're dead wrong? Like, that don't make no sense to me. Like, it's just sad how y'all women just say whatever y'all want, just always trying to belittle the man.
All right, I have a question for the male population. So, any specifically single men, if you're watching this, please comment. And I think this data is going to be really helpful for all single females. If you are a single man and you are out working or out and about, whatever it may be, and a girl approaches you in a friendly, kind way and wants to know if you're single or is just trying to talk to you, do you like that? Do you have any tips on how to do that? I was out with a friend today and we saw a really attractive male in a coffee shop. He was obviously working, and we see them all the time, right? We live in Chicago, but we are not just gonna go up to them, right? Not sure how to ever approach a situation like that, but I'm just really curious from the male perspective, what is a good way to do that? Because sometimes I'm really sick of seeing these guys who look like they're working really hard, really cool, but I'm so terrified to approach, but sometimes that's just the situation. So I hope some men see this because I want some feedback. Let us know some tips and tricks, or just let us know.
I'm all for women's rights and girl power, but we'd be lying if we thought it was not changing the landscape of dating. I can't tell you how many guys I've gone on dates with that are worried about opening a door for me because I might get offended. Literally, a guy had a girl get offended because he did that for her. Guys don't want to ask for our number. They don't want to pick us up for a date. They question whether or not they should pick up the tab because they're worried that women are going to get offended because some women out there get offended. So if you're the type of girl who wants to pick up her own tab, does not want the guy to open the door for you, then that's your prerogative. But don't mess it up for the rest of us who like a guy to be a gentleman and actually want to treat us well and open the door for us and do all those chivalrous things that are. Maybe there should just be a separate app for the women who want to be super independent and do their own thing, and then a separate app for the rest of us who want men to be genuine, who want to be chivalrous, who want to open the door. Put us somewhere else and separate us from the ladies who don't like any of that stuff. So for the guys out there that might be watching this video, just know that not all women want to be equal in absolutely every area of their lives, and that's okay. Some of us want the gentleman. We want to just take a step back and know that we don't have to do everything by ourselves, unlike what this generation is trying to make us all think and believe that we should be doing. I like to be treated like the lady that I am.
Okay, so in this post, sis said she got broken up with because she don't know. It's funny, but it's not. Because me and my sister was having this conversation, and I already said, personally, I probably would have, if I was a dude, I'd have broke up with her too. And she said, damn. Let me elaborate, because for me, that is actually a very important part of a relationship for me. And I feel as if maybe that conversation wasn't had. Maybe she didn't know the importance to her partner. I would hope they had communicated that, tried to talk it through before he made the decision to break up with her. But in all honesty, he did the right thing, because the fact is isn't it better to leave than to cheat? We talk about how we don't want to be cheated on, but you can't expect somebody to stay if they feel as if their needs are not being met. That's just my little 2 cents on it. Because if my needs not being met, maybe I'm finna leave. Not finna leave. There ain't no point in continuing this. That's just all I got to say.
3 signs you a hoe. Number 1, you smashed 2 or more people in 1 week. I'm not gonna lie, you need to be put down. Cause you's a freaky frog. So they need to call animal control on you. It ain't no reason to be that freaky. Diddy would have loved you. I'm sure you would have been a star at the freak-offs. They would have got a gold plaque of your name and hung it on the wall, right next to a picture of Diddy's glazed cheeks. Number 2, you had a one-night stand. Oh, you gets down, you don't play. You is one of God's strongest soldiers. No, you gangster for real. You need to be put on the front lines. Cause how you fuck somebody you just met and you never speak to them again? Ain't gonna lie, you stone cold. Stone cold Steve Austin. Number 3, you fuck more than one friend in the friend group. You just couldn't choose, huh? You just had to try them all. You know what? That's the greed they talk about in the Bible. Just fucking greedy. Whatever happened to shame? Please bring back shame. I know they're having a field day with you in the group chat. Oh, you didn't think they were gonna tell each other? They talk about you right now. I hope it was worth the embarrassment.
Oh, you got me. I can't be a feminist because I like it when men who have a romantic interest in me are kind to me. Can't like traditions either. This Halloween decor tells you everything you need to know. In the manual that all feminists are issued, it actually explicitly says, cannot enjoy when a man treats on a first date. Illegal. They actually take away your feminist card for that. Similarly, if you ever cook for a man that you're romantically interested in, done. If you enjoy any duties, out. If I even look at a mixing bowl, oh, I'm done. When you guys talk about this, you just show how ridiculous you are. Because clearly I don't have an expectation that men must pay in the presence of a woman. I pay for my brother all the time. I spend time with male friends and we split the bill. I open doors for men just as often as men open doors for me. Now, when my husband, who was desiring to be romantically involved with me, did kind things to show generosity, made it easy for me to say yes to a date with him because he offered to pay and pick me up and plan the whole thing, I found that extremely attractive. I was attracted to that. You want me to lie and be like, no, I actually didn't like that. Take it or leave it. Funny too, because I've had men that didn't pay for me that I did go on a second date with. And I've had men that did pay, but were kind of misogynistic jerks, and I didn't want to date them again. And I'm not unique. I'm not a unique woman. Your comment has the same energy as when I see a woman making a video of her, like, baking cookies, and she's like, I'm not a feminist because I like to bake cookies for my man and my child. And it's like, girl, that's not what, you don't even understand what, oh my God, maybe we do need a feminist manual.
Alright, this is my final and last message to simps. I talk about simping culture in the past. I try to go against it. A lot of you guys clearly does not listen. And now I got to be a little serious this time. See, the thing is, you have no rights to talk about female when you're the person enabling that fallacy, that little bubble that she has. Because you do it by simping. You'll be like, oh, you're beautiful. Give me a like back. Give me a follow back. Talk to me. Like, what is this? You know the DM you send to her, she can screenshot it and post on her story, and all her friends is gonna laugh at you like you're some freaking jokes? I'm just telling you guys the reality. So if you want to be respected, act like you deserve it. Act like you freaking respect yourself. Like, I'm actually speechless. Like, please stop simping.
The older I get, the more I realize, the more you improve yourself as a man, the less dating options you actually have. Let me explain. If you're a dude and you have a good career and you have your own place, you're in shape, you're ambitious, maybe you're doing content or have another business on the side, you kind of need someone that's special. Like, if you met a girl and all she brought to the table was her looks, and all she wanted to do was travel and party and do rich people, like, it's just not gonna work out. Like, your lifestyles are not gonna align because becoming exceptionally successful is so hard that you either need somebody in that traditional support role that just believes in you 1000% and is just grateful for whatever you can provide in the moment, or you need someone that's also in the trenches, whether that's with you or doing their own thing, and they'll just understand the realities of the grind and like what it really takes. The problem is both of these types are already rare on their own, but they also have to match your physical preferences. So yeah, as you raise your standards for yourself, you're also going to raise the standards for who you allow into your life. And if you keep going, there's just going to be less and less people that are going to meet those requirements.
Start recording these men when they're watching and staring at you. Because now you're playing busy. Where's my attention? You were just staring at me for 5 minutes.
He was born with eyes, but he's not allowed to look at me when he sees me. Y'all are stupid. Fuck. He's looking out of his eyes. He ain't blind. You're half naked. He can look wherever the fuck he wants. I could care less if somebody wants to look at me. I don't care if I'm at the beach, if I'm out shopping, wherever I am. If somebody wants to look at me because they don't like me or because they like me, who cares? They're your eyes. I can't tell you what the fuck to do with your eyes. And everything they record, a guy can't do anything without them pulling out their phone and recording. He can't even use the very eyes he was born with without her picking up her phone and be like, why are you looking at me? How the did you know he was looking at you anyway? You were looking at him, right? So you get to look at him, but he doesn't get to look at you? Dumb.
As a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative.
Today's liberals don't believe in gender roles, though. Today's liberals believe in gender equality. So this woman's mindset is, I get to be a liberal. I get to be liberated from gender roles. Gender equality for me, but I still want you to be every part of a traditional man. You cannot make this shit up.
A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my kid it too?
These women just want you to pay for everything. So I'm going to still identify as a liberal. I'm still going to be free from gender roles. But I would love it if a guy would pay for everything. Oh, of course you would. Isn't that convenient?
The biggest flex a rich man has is having a hot wife by his side. Nothing screams wealth more than you walking down the streets with an elegant, beautiful, gorgeous wife by your side, well taken care of. Men, listen up. Your number one priority in life is your wife. Your second one is your kids. Then you come in third. That's how God designed it. That's how the energy flows. That's how wealth is distributed. You gotta make your wife look good. That's your biggest flex. Period. That's how life operates. That's how we get more energy back, because it's your wife is feeding that energy back to you and you're being more prosperous. That's how the world is. You see a good looking guy walking down the street, a good looking guy with an even hotter woman. That's an even, you know, that guy is wealthier than the other one. You just know, you look at it and you see that guy hit it. So invest in your wife. That's your biggest flex, man.
Unpopular opinion. Some kids don't choose their mom because they love her more. They choose her because they're scared of what happens if they don't. A lot of kids learn real early. Love in this house, it has rules. You laugh at dad's jokes, you get the cold shoulder. You get excited for dad's weekend, now you're hurting mom. You say you miss him, now you're ungrateful. So the child adapts. That's not loyalty, that's survival. Because kids don't have the power that adults do. They can't leave, they can't argue, they can't defend themselves in court. So they do what keeps the peace. They pick the parent whose emotions feel unsafe, because the consequences, they feel immediate. And let me say this clearly. Bullying your child into taking sides isn't co-parenting. It isn't protecting them. It's emotional. You're teaching them love is conditional. You're teaching them they have to perform to be accepted. And you're teaching them to lie about their own feelings just to stay safe. If you're the parent being pushed out, do not match that chaos. Stay steady, stay consistent, and keep your door open. Because one day, those kids are going to grow up, and they're going to remember who was safe. If this hit home, follow me. Because I'm saying things that dads are scared to say out loud.
The biggest red flag is when a woman is proud of revenge.
What is the pettiest thing you've done to try to impress somebody?
My first boyfriend in high school, he cheated on me, so I cheated back on him, and then I emailed his coach to drug test him, and he lost his D1 scholarship. Hi, Joe.
Are you proud of that?
Very proud.
And it's not just what she did, it's the fact she thinks is an accomplishment. Getting beasted, then destroying his career. And Pete, dude didn't even know she did it.
Who did you cheat with?
Another prospect.
Was it just one and done, or like?
Yeah.
Did he find out about it?
No, he doesn't need to know.
So what was the point of doing it if he didn't find out about it?
For me, I can't let that slide.
If she's proud of destroying herself just to get even, you better be prepared for the worst. That's not revenge. That's her attaching her worth to thinking she ruined somebody. And yeah, dude was in the wrong, or maybe in the wrong, but responding that way only builds an identity on chaos and not growth.
Boyfriend.
You got a boyfriend now?
Yeah.
Getting in a new relationship and still being proud of poor decisions. I wonder what happens next.
I'm here for the usual.
Rates gone up, baby. Inflation.
What?
Inflation? How much is it now?
200, sweetheart.
What? $200? What can I get for like 20?
20? Why don't you find out?
$20. This better be good.
You good boy.
It's me.
So does body count matter? No, because my body count, while it might have been on the higher side because of decisions I made as a teenager, you know, that shouldn't be held to me now because I've done the work, I've healed, I've grown. I no longer do that. So I don't want to judge anybody for decisions that they've made in their past. I don't want to judge anybody. A body count shouldn't matter because if you're making those decisions now of going out and sleeping around with everybody, then yeah, that matters. But because of maybe something that you did when you were a teenager and because of whatever reason, trauma, whatever, shouldn't be held against a person now. That shouldn't devalue them because who I was at 13, 14, 15 years old is not who I am now as, you know, a grown adult. That is where for me, it's like, does body count really matter in that regard? No, because I'm not going to judge you for where you've been. I want to see you where you are now.
Who's the problem in this situation?
I said I wouldn't talk about my dating life on here, but I feel like I cannot be the only one who feels alone in this. Just went on a first date, and this is no offense to this man, obviously. Perfectly fine, normal, lovely date. It's getting to the point, though, that that's the problem. Like, there's just nothing happening. And I just feel no sparks and no chemistry with people. And I feel bad because I feel like it's just me. I'm going out with really handsome, accomplished, interesting people, and I feel nothing.
She sounds
I feel like I'm
desensitized.
just another girl. Like I'm one of a million and there's just nothing special about me. Probably not presenting that great either. Not like that sparkly or interesting or like dynamic at all because I'm just so depleted. I know my person's out there, but starting to really question if I even have it in me to find them anymore. I listened to Maisie Neely's book today and through all of the hardships she had, she just kept going and kept dating and kept seeing people, and I admire people so much that have that in them because I just don't have it in me. I thought I was safe and I thought I was done, and like having to do this again just feels like work every time I go on a date. It feels like so hard.
I don't know what her problem is.
You know, you have to understand that when you ask about where all the good men are, a lot of these men are quiet. They're right in front of you. They didn't disappear. They just quiet. I'm selective. I'm less willing to throw myself into another situation that looks and that feels unserious. You look and you feel unserious. This whole thing that we got going on looks and feels unserious. It looks like you playing around. You about to play with my money, about to play with my time. Some of these brothers got kids and you about to play with my kids. And if you start doing that, you might have a problem.